Fleet Marshal Vor'tek studied Earth through his flagship's viewport. 3,000 warships for 100 worlds conquered. Earth would be 401. Begin atmospheric entry, he ordered. It was 6:47 GMT. By nightfall, Vor'tek would understand why the humans weren't running, why they weren't begging, why they were silent. Fleet status, Vor'tek commanded. All 3,000 vessels in formation, Fleet Marshal. His tactical officer reported. Planetary defenses, minimal. No orbital platforms. No defense grid. They have nothing. Vor'tek's crest flared with amusement. 50 years since first contact. 50 years to prepare. And this is what they built. Empty space and silence. The Krothax forget nothing. We gave them time to join the Empire willingly. Vor'tek said. They chose silence. Now, they learn what that costs. His fleet had perfected this dance across 400 worlds. Panic, desperation, surrender. Earth will be no different. Begin atmospheric entry. Combat formation Delta 7. I want their capitals in flames by sunset. 3,000 warships descended. The largest invasion force ever assembled. Vor'tek watched the blue world grow larger. They should have run, he thought. He had no idea that silence was the sound of a trap closing. General Sarah Martinez stood in Cheyenne Mountain Complex, 1,400 meters beneath granite. Around her, 300 personnel worked in practice silence. Alien fleet entering atmosphere, her tactical officer reported. Formation Delta 7, exactly as predicted. Of course, Martinez said. They've used Delta 7 on the last 73 worlds. Why change now? 50 years ago, when the Krothax made first contact, Earth did something no other species had done. They listened, not to demands, to history. 400 conquered worlds. Every battle recorded. Every tactic documented. The Krothax thought their history was a warning. Humanity treated it as an instruction manual. Status of Annette? Martinez asked. All 60,000 satellites in position. Her weapons officer replied. Stealth coding holding. They read as debris. 60,000 weapons platforms. Each invisible to Krothax sensors. Each calibrated to their exact shield frequencies. 50 years of turning weakness into the galaxy's most elaborate ambush. They're spreading out over major population centers. The tactical officer noted. Martinez nodded. Exactly where we want them. Let them think they're winning. She checked the time. 7:15 GMT. 50 years ago, the Krothax gave us a choice. Join or be conquered. We chose a third option. She paused. We chose to teach them what happens when you underestimate humanity. Activate the net. Vor'tek was reviewing targets when every screen went dark. Then the sky caught fire. 60,000 points of light ignited across Earth's orbit. Fleet Marshal, massive energy signatures. The first beam hit. Vor'tek felt the deck shudder. Impossible. A second beam. A third. 100. Shields at 70%. They're targeting our exact frequency. Evasive maneuvers. All ships. But there was nowhere to evade. Beams came from everywhere. A sphere of death disguised as debris. Ships across the fleet taking catastrophic damage. We've lost the Crimson Talon, the Void Render. Emergency ascent. Break orbit. His flagship lurched. Through the viewport, 3 dreadnoughts disintegrated. 1,000-year-old warships reduced to debris in seconds. They knew our shield frequency, Kelvar whispered. They knew everything. 50 years. Not fear. Not acceptance. Preparation. Ground-based launches, thousands of them. Missiles. Hundreds of thousands. Filling space with overlapping kill zones. Fleet casualties at 40%. The eternal conquest shuddered. Metal screaming, systems failing. Shields at 15%. Hull breaches. Sir. Transmission from the planet. Put it through. A human voice filled the bridge. Female comm. Fleet Marshal Vor'tek. This is General Sarah Martinez. I wanted to thank you. Thank me for the history lessons, for broadcasting your tactics for 10,000 years, for documenting every formation, every shield frequency, every doctrine, for giving us 50 years to study you. Another explosion. You taught us everything we needed to kill you. Then you came expecting us to panic, to beg, to break. Martinez's voice hardened. We didn't run. We didn't beg. We were silent because we were building the largest orbital weapons network in galactic history. 60,000 satellites, each calibrated to your shield frequency, each positioned to create an inescapable kill sphere. Shields at 5%. You brought 3,000 ships to conquer Earth. We built 60,000 reasons why that was a mistake. In 14 hours, we'll teach the galaxy what happens when you try to make us 401. The transmission ended. Fewer than 1,800 ships remained. The beams kept firing. All remaining vessels, Vor'tek said quietly. Retreat. Leave the system. Martinez watched the last Crothax vessel vanish into FTL. 14 hours since atmospheric entry. Final count. 2,743 vessels destroyed. 257 escaped. He paused. Enemy casualties. Over 4 million. Ours. 63 satellites. 0 ground losses. 0. Ma'am. Transmissions from across the galaxy. The Galactic Council. The Viridian Collective. Everyone's watching. What are they saying? They're asking if Earth needs allies. 50 years ago, humanity was alone. Ignored. Dismissed. After 14 hours, everything changed. Tell them Earth is accepting diplomatic overtures. And tell them anyone thinking about what the Crothax tried should remember, humanity doesn't make threats. We make promises. Anyone who tries to conquer Earth will learn why silence is the most terrifying sound in the galaxy. Vor'tek stared at casualty reports. 91% losses. The largest disaster in Crothax history. The Emperor's face appeared on his console. Ancient, scarred, furious. You lost an empire today, Vor'tek. Yes, my Emperor. You lost it to a species that turned 50 years of fear into 50 years of preparation. A species that understood something we forgot. The most dangerous enemy isn't the one who threatens you. It's the one who stays silent. Because silence means they're planning. And planning means they're ready. The transmission ended. Vor'tek looked at the stars. Somewhere out there, Earth rotated. Silent. Waiting. Ready. The Crothax had conquered 400 worlds. Earth taught them why there would never be a 401st. Fleet Marshal Vor'tek commanded 3,000 warships and learned the most important lesson in warfare. Silence is not surrender. Silence is preparation. Humanity spent 50 years preparing to teach the galaxy that Earth would never kneel. The Crothax came with fire, expecting fear. They left with a lesson written in wreckage. The most terrifying sound in the universe isn't a war cry. It's silence. Because silence means humanity is planning. And when humanity plans, empires fall.